Welcome back to Cherry Pickin Hockey Podcast, episode number 25. The boys are back after Avery and I had to take over the entire show. We did a jersey draft, we thought we did a great job.
Awesome job, I thought.
Very good job. Did you guys get to see our list?
I saw. Yeah, I watched it. You know, it was all right. There was a couple. I think there is definitely some discrepancies from the jersey draft we did. I think you said Carolina's jerseys were bad and drafted them as one of the best jerseys of all time. I might be wrong, but
yeah, I don't know if I said they were bad, but I did have them in my best jersey of all time. That might have been a cracking under pressure type situation there.
Let's do some more drafts. I think it's really good just having the heat on us.
Yeah, the drafts are good. We've seen on our Instagram that anytime we do some sort of list, everyone just loves chirping us in the comments.
I live for it. I just do one run through of what I think. I don't look it over, and then we post it.
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Go.
And then people are like, this is the worst list we've ever seen. It's like, well, thank you for commenting. You did exactly what you wanted to do.
We got to start putting people's handles on those.
Well,
you're like the Stephen A. Smith of making lists.
Exactly. And it would be me. I'm the one who does them. So if you hate it, just text me.
Only people who listen to the show will know that.
Does that make you skip Bayless?
No,
Yeah,
usually Abe. Yeah, usually Abe will call me over and I'll say, "What do you think of this list?" And I'll maybe give 2 suggestions. And sometimes he doesn't even listen. And then we go through with the list.
I send it over to Nick.
Abe takes his list very serious.
I love lists.
He's over there in the corner just grinding away for 2 hours.
What is better than making a list?
Lists are the best thing ever. Watch Mojo. I used to just crank out Watch Mojo videos. Johnny and I had just podcast ideas, just a list podcast.
Yeah, we just want to go,
stuff.
just make a list.
Doesn't have to be
Like
sports.
Nothing's like planned out. We just kind of like pick a topic out of a hat and we make a top 10 or we rank something.
Okay.
People love to look at rankings. They love to look at lists.
Because anyone can have an opinion.
Exactly.
No.
And they're going to have a strong opinion, most likely.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple topics that are a little old on here because you guys weren't here last week. But
You were the one who made the topic.
Man, you really want us to feel bad.
No. Last year we weren't here. We didn't want to talk about the big topics, Abe and I, right?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, let's bring on the hockey guys. Justin Bieber collab with the Leafs. What do we think? I know, Gianni, you probably have your opinion on that.
I was going to text you and ask what your dad thought of the jersey.
My dad went to the next gen game and bought a jersey.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
The Drew one.
Is it reversible?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was going to get a name on it. He was going to get Sandine on it.
That's what?
Because it's the next gen one. You got to get like the youngest guy on the squad. But apparently the lines at the pro shop there were just disgusting to get names on. So he's like, if we went at like the second period, we would have missed the entire third period trying to get a name put on the back.
That popular.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of them?
I thought it was cool. So did this have to be approved by the NHL? I don't really understand that.
Why would it
part.
have to be approved?
Well, you can't just make like Carolina Hurricanes. Like I thought you can't just come up with your own jersey and then sell it because
What the fuck do you mean?
Adidas restricts it. That's what I mean. I don't know how this was possible.
I'm sure the NHL just saw, hey, we're going to make a lot of revenue from these bad boys.
Was it an
They're true
Adidas
brand.
jersey?
Yeah, they're all Adidas jerseys.
Yeah, so it's Adidas still.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
a Drew collab.
I feel like they had no problem with it. Sure, it probably.
I was
had to
just
get
wondering.
approved, yeah.
There was
I don't
definitely-
think we've ever seen
I
this.
thought you meant the reversible part, but they didn't wear the reversible
yeah.
part, so that didn't
Yeah.
matter. And it also looks stupid with Tavares, like the C backwards when you'd flip it inside out. So some of the numbers looked good when they were flipped inside out, and some of them looked bad. So I think actually getting it.
You'd have to
without-
get a Nylander jersey because he's 88.
Exactly. That's a good one.
It's true.
Did you guys think they looked good though?
I love.
I like the blue and black. I think it's a
like
good
the
combo.
blue and black too.
Blue and black was not so bad. I just thought those because the Drew smiley face just looks a little awkward on the leaf. I just thought it was, you know what I mean?
I like the actual jersey more than the Drew part.
Correct. I agree with that 100%. I thought it was cool.
Fitting we have talked about Drew on the pod.
Yeah. Great.
Is that Drew's
Oh, I wonder what he would have thought of these jerseys. That's for sure.
I kind of want to give him a call.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Saw Drew's with the Spittin' Chicklets boys last night.
He was.
Yes,
he was texting us the whole time, just like live updates. I asked him if RA like smelled bad because he looks like a guy who smells bad. He didn't comment on that, but he kept calling Biz Paul like it was his best friend. It was like me and Paul just chatted for a while. He was such a nice guy. So who's Paul?
I 100% see Drew being the type of guy to go, yeah, I'm also do a hockey podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like we're on
Have you heard of it?
He wore his Oilers jersey though. That's the type of guy he is. Drew was happy. I was happy to see Drew happy.
I feel like Drew could weasel his way into like a night with those guys, and they'll be
Yeah,
I
he would
think so,
know.
too.
He would know. Like he'd find out where the bar is they're going to, and he would find his way.
And he
Drew's
wouldn't
good for
care
that
if he also wouldn't care if he didn't make it in. He's like, oh, I was just trying to have fun.
Yeah. But he was the only guy who really. I don't think you guys bought Tim Beeb's stuff.
No, Drew was big
Drew,
on that.
and he would support it on the podcast. He was really big into that.
Justin Bieber Drew has been just the collab guy in Canada
He also
recently.
he also made that TikTok, the one at Tim Hortons.
Oh yeah, he bought everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he's big
$60
supporter, so it sucks that he's not here to explain, what he thought, because he probably would have talked for like 15 minutes on the jersey and everything. But recent news in the NHL.
You missed the best part of this question, dude.
Is there any other collab you'd see?
Off-White collab with a team.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
A Yeezy collab with
Holy
a team.
shit, you were really ready for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were ready.
I'd love a Yeezy collab on the skates.
What about a Bush Colorado Avalanche collab?
That would be really cool.
Really would love that one.
I think just any of the artists like Justin Bieber who have big followings could do something like that.
Like the Hawks, I mean, I don't know how much, like, you have to find the people that care about hockey a little bit at least. But
Yeah.
Like if
But maybe for basketball too.
yeah,
right?
like Drake has the OVO collection with the
that's true.
Raptors. Like,
That's sick.
I could see the Leafs doing an OVO thing.
Is there anyone other than Toronto that does that? Like, I'm trying to think of any.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying like the NHL must add obviously like some sort of approval process here, but I haven't heard any other teams do this. Like the Raps have Drake. Like
Yeah, like other cities, they're not really. I think like I want to say like the Knicks or not the Knicks or the Nets have done something with.
Oh, they did Biggie.
Yeah.
The Nets did.
But that's after he died. So
He might not be dead. No, he's definitely
Yeah,
dead.
he's dead.
Tupac's not
might
dead,
be dead. Did the little. Yeah.
he was a hologram a couple
There's
years
a
ago.
hologram.
but it was real.
There hasn't been a hologram since then, eh?
No.
Just that one hologram, and then I guess that was enough.
Yeah, there's got to like. How is Ex Tenacion not had a hologram? His family's like.
Well, it's because his family's milking everything.
Yeah, but
money
that's
out of
exactly the guy who would have a hologram, wouldn't it be?
100%.
For sure.
His family would be like, yeah, fuck it, make him a hologram. We'd love to see it. Pay us $100,000 for it.
What's a collab you'd like to see, Jared? This should be awesome.
I mean that's why I wanted to ask you guys.
Beach golf and
Beach golf in the Ottawa Center. It's the only team we can afford.
Yeah.
It's the only team we can afford. I don't know. That's why I'm so confused with this.
You're not a big artist guy.
No, I'm not a
I
big
think
artist guy.
Jeremy would love
I
to
think-
see a little My Pillow. My Pillow partnership.
Oh God. But no, I think it's cool. I think it's good for the NHL. They should do more of these. I think obviously it was this like
Kodak Black,
like you
Florida
said.
Panthers.
That would be
Oh
awesome.
my God, yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. All right, so Zegras, I'm sure you two and Ave have an opinion on this, but obviously he had another filthy goal. Did you guys see the goal too?
Oh,
he
the
tried
goal
through the
was-
legs and then did the
Through the
cross
legs, pick up the rebound, then does the lacrosse around Sonny Milano.
It's getting to a point where like he is so calm doing that lacrosse move that it's like actually absurd.
You
Feels like
can't
it should
def-
be illegal.
You
Yeah.
can't defend it either. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you can't play the puck because then you're missing your assignment in front of the net.
Yeah, like the only thing I can think of is just someone.
You'd have to take a penalty.
Them.
Yeah, you'd have to take a penalty on it. That's the only way you can really stop it.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's what people are saying. Like he's going to learn the hard way when someone absolutely crushes him when he's trying to get that puck up.
Yeah, I think in a playoff game, you're not going to have space to do that.
Yeah.
That's like, he's just so confident doing it. At some point, teams, though, are going to be like, yeah, we'll break your neck, but we won't let you do it.
It's crazy the variations he's doing the lacrosse move in. Like
I know.
he's not doing just the simple, like just put it in. He's doing the pass over the top. He's doing it off of a rebound.
He's doing it
tucking around guys.
I never see guys do it on the fly like him. They
Yeah,
usually
it's
stop
crazy.
and then scoop it up.
Yeah.
He's on the fly and picks it up. Like you physically cannot play.
Didn't Svechnikov do it pretty on the fly as well. His first one. I think his was like that.
Yeah, his was nice. His was really nice
But
too.
he's so comfortable. It's crazy.
Is this his nicest one yet? Do you think? This one really, I was like,
I mean,
that
just
was
like this-
insane.
I think if you count through the leg shots
Yeah.
and then pick up the rebound, and like he did not miss a stride doing any of it.
The fact that Sonny Milano knew to kind of like tuck up against
Yeah.
the post, I was like, man, these guys know exactly what he's going for already.
But anyway, so in this game, I guess it was 5-0, and the puck was loose. Zegras said the puck was loose, and he kind of hit the goalie a little bit, and then he got cross-checked from behind, and then there was a little tussle, and then Troy Terry just got his ass kicked by Jay Beagle. And the picture of his eyes fucked.
Yeah.
Like his, but Zegras, like the interview, Avery and I were talking in the car. It's just like in the hallway.
Yeah, there's like some shit going on in the background.
Yeah, like you can hear, like it's like brutal audio. Like it's like they just like Zegras came out of the locker room wanting to talk to someone. There was like 3 reporters, and they're like,
Yeah.
just speak.
It's a dude with an iPhone.
But what was your initial thoughts on this? Like, who do you think's at fault, or do you think that Jay Beagle like?
The cross check to Zegras, man, like that's just shit that happens. I don't
Yeah.
think that was the issue. The issue is more like Jay Beagle grabs Troy Terry and just starts feeding him. Like Troy Terry didn't take his gloves off. That's never a move. Like no matter what you say about like, oh, you gotta be tougher, it's never a move to throw your gloves off and just start feeding a guy like that. Like it's if it was like Ryan Reeves, then you know what, maybe you just toss your gloves off and you start throwing punches, but Troy Terry's not gonna fight.
Yeah.
Jay Beagle too, I think they were saying he had 1 career fight in his career. Right? Like he's only fought 1, like, and it was like in 2010. So it's not a guy who's a fighter either. It's just Beagle's probably just pissed off of the game, how it's going, and he's just trying to say like, I've had enough of you guys. And I think he took it like a little too far. You can just grab a guy like palm him with your glove, just shake him up a bit, but you can't just feed a guy fists like that.
I think that was the thing that makes it kind of okay that he doesn't fight a lot too. Because if it's Reeves doing it to Troy Terry, you're suspended.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or if it's Beagle to Ryan Reeves, then it's like Beagle's just being a madman right now, and you kind
Exactly.
of respect it. But it's like it's those 2 guys, and it's like so. I think Beagle went too far on it. He should have let up at a point.
Yeah.
You're right. Also, when you're in that situation, think of a bar fight as well. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. You cannot control yourself. I think this was just a situation where Jay Beagle just lost control a little bit.
Yeah.
If he could do it over again, I think he probably wouldn't like punch his face in. So
I don't think that's a suspension. I think that's a game misconduct, though.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's what I would call it. I would call it like it's 5-0 third period. Like just leave. Like
You play for the worst team in the league.
Yeah,
you're
like,
gonna
get
get
out.
mad.
Yeah, I don't see how they suspend him. I don't even know what would you suspend him? Technically, Troy Terry like didn't instigate, but he did come over and grab him. So it's not like Jay
Todd
Beagle
Bertuzzi
went
got
after him.
yeah,
suspension.
it's just it's a normal. It's like a net front battle, and then Jay Beagle threw a couple punches too many.
Yeah, I think Zegras
I think-
went a little crazy, a little too far.
The two
calling
things.
him a superstar too was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's just a guy sticking for his teammate. though.
Yeah.
Like, I think the thing with it too is if that incident just happened and Zegras is like, yeah, we feel bad for Troy Terry, blah, 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 nobody would care that much. But because it's Zegras specifically sounding off, and did you hear what the commentator was saying about it?
Yeah.
That made it so much worse because
Yeah.
the commentator's like, well, if you're going to go out there and you're going to, have all
Skill it
this
up.
skill it up, of course you should expect to get fed punches, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, man,
He
like,
just kept
That's a
going on
lot.
too.
and then like he's had like 4 interviews since then to like, hey, do you want to clarify what you meant? And he's like, I should have said hot dogging instead of skilling it up. That's what I should have said.
I love
the
like when
same
someone
thing.
scores an unbelievable goal. It's called hot dogging. Like, it's like why it's not really someone's like showing off. They're just scoring a nice goal.
Yeah, play like if you don't want to lose 5-0, don't be shit. Like
Yeah.
that's
Also, Zegras may be the least intimidating person of all time.
Most
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah.
You also have to think 5-0 game. We've all played in 5-0 hockey games. We play in a men's league that's way too competitive where it's a 5-0 hockey game. You know something is going to happen. You tell people, hey, like, let's keep it tight here. We don't want it getting out of control. But just one thing goes and everyone just lets loose. So
well, did you see when
there's
the
5 minutes left in the game.
the Leafs were playing the Jets? They were up 7-3, and the ref threw out Wayne Simmons
Simmons
and Lowry because he's like, you guys are probably going to fight. You haven't,
bizarre, yeah.
you haven't done anything, but you're probably going to fight.
And he was probably right. In
Yeah,
that
but
sense,
it's
that was
like,
odd.
Yeah, it's weird. This situation though reminds me of the Thomas Hurdle situation when he scored 4 goals and the 4th one was through the legs and it was like a 6-0. And that was like the first big goal through the legs before it became like a bigger thing.
Wasn't it his first game ever?
No, it was like he was a rookie. It was
Okay.
one of his first few games, but like he scored 4 goals and then everybody's begging on him. And then Joe Thornton, do you know the Joe Thornton quote?
Yeah, it's the best quote ever.
He said, because Joe Thornton was sitting next to Thomas Hurdle. Thomas Hurdle's a rookie, and all the reporters are just grilling him.
Yep.
And Joe Thornton's just like getting undressed, and he's like, "You guys want to talk about scoring 4 goals? If I scored 4 goals in a game, I'd take my cock out. I would take my cock out and I would stroke it."
Oh my
Joe.
god. Oh my god. But yeah, you can't sniff the goalie when you're up 5-0 with 5 minutes left. I mean, it's just an excuse to fight.
Yeah.
So, Zegers will learn. I think it was more like he was mad that happened because of him touching the goalie. I think that's probably why. He felt like he was kind of his fault.
He was a little responsible, I think,
Yeah.
too. Like, again, the discourse around it was like, "Oh, you guys want to play like that? Welcome to the real world," type of thing. Like, it's kind of a bullshit reason. Also, again, I think Beagle took it a little too far.
Yeah. Well, looking at the video of it, like, okay, like he's feeding him, but like all the other guys are just like standing there watching.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're supposed to let him fight, but if it's what Zegers said, your superstar, you fucking get in the middle of that and you grab Beagle by the fucking head.
I guess. I mean, again, like it's Troy Terry. Like this guy's not gonna fight you. Like if a guy just grabs Marner and starts feeding him, you know, like Beagle knows for a fact he's safe in that fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna feed him. I'm gonna try to get my boys fired up.
He did. He got the boys fired up. Cole headed to Colorado here on the list here. You went to an Avs game.
Yes, I did. Was down there in Colorado, visiting my girlfriend's sister, and man, Colorado is beautiful. First of all, never even thought to go to Colorado before. It's incredible. You know, downtown Denver is pretty clean. It's like a better Toronto. You know, Toronto's a little hectic.
What about the airport? All the Nazi stuff in the airport. Have you
Yeah,
heard those
so I had a
conspiracies?
keen. I listened to a podcast before I went down there. I had a keen eye for Nazi memorabilia and like lizard people like crawling around under the airport. Didn't see much of that. It's a weird airport though.
It is a very weird airport.
Yeah, you got to take like a train to different terminals, and there's like weird bunkers all over the place.
There's trains.
There's a big horse
bunkers, and it's a Nazi.
No, the
airport.
No,
the
okay.
basement is
Yeah.
laid out like a Nazi symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And there's weird pictures like all over. I didn't
It's a
see any of
weird
them.
airport.
Like it's like there's like weird Nazi kind of implication pictures all over the place, and it was like supposed to be the place where I think where like important people were gonna fly, given like in the Cold War or something like that. So there's all sorts of weird conspiracies about like government testing and weird shit. Like aliens are at this airport, and then there's
What
like
the
big
fuck?
horses. There's big horses, like a big horse statue out front. It's got like red eyes. It's just like nothing. Airports are like a very high intensity. You know, you're a little on edge in an airport, and just having like images of Nazis and like scary horses around. It's a little odd. But a great thing you can do at the Denver airport though is you can go get a beer at a bar, and they give you a little to-go cup. You
Nice.
can walk around with the.
Nice.
I was walking around the airport with a beer. It's great.
That's awesome.
You had you told me a hot take about the game you went to.
What was my hot take?
About the Avalanche.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, first of all, great state. We went to a 1:00 game. It was Colorado versus Pittsburgh. Incredible vibe. Just to go beers in Colorado, I think. Brewery attached to the arena. You can get beers there, take them into the arena.
Oh my
awesome.
God.
So incredible.
Oh my god.
Really cool vibe though in the game. It's like my only really experiences in NHL games or Leafs games, and it's a super like corporate crowd.
Yep.
You went there and like it was like just such a good like rowdy vibe, some families, but they also like a younger group. And the thing I found that was different is like if you go to a Leafs game, every guy in like every section just thinks they know the best. Like Nylander shit. Like get Tavares off the ice. And everyone there was just like it's positive. You know what I mean? Leafs games have such a negative like corporate crowd. But super dope stadiums, great game. Pittsburgh's pretty goddamn good with my takeaways. Like surprisingly like feisty, hard effort team. And Colorado's just kind of look a little shaky. Like McCarr played 28 minutes
Holy
first
shit.
of all, which is insane. And that's with one penalty. And
Penalty
like
against
in like the last couple minutes of the game. And I don't know, they obviously they have a ton of talent, but they just looked like maybe it was just one game. I haven't watched a ton of Colorado this year, to be completely honest. They were very scrambly. Like they're very like Pittsburgh had a ton of breakaways, and they were giving up a lot of like high percentage like chances to Pittsburgh. And I don't know. They were definitely like kind of a boom. They're gonna be like a boom or bust team in playoffs. Like if they can get the clicking, I'm sure they'll do really well. But they definitely play on the edge. But McKinnon's also crazy to watch live.
We watched that game, Jared. You remember where we were?
Which game?
The Colorado Pittsburgh game.
Ooh, Sunday. That'd be
Saturday.
We were at
Hungover at Eastside Mario's is where we watched that
Wow.
game.
Wow, that's a horrible
what was the final
situation.
score in the game? It was high
3-2.
3-2.
Oh, I
every
thought it was
time that Pittsburgh scored, Colorado scored right
Like
after.
30 seconds later.
Yeah, we were at Eastside Mario's.
How do you find yourself at Eastside Mario's
We were
at
in
1 o'clock on a Saturday?
We were
It was
in
actually at
Sudbury.
it was like 3.
Yeah, 3.
We
No,
went
no, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we went at 4.
This whole place was packed.
At
Who's
4?
Who's going to Eastside at 4? There's a lineup. We had to wait like
In
5
Sudbury, too.
Yeah, in Sudbury. Just a huge lineup for Eastside Mario's at 4 p.m.
What the restaurants and how like is that a higher tier in Sudbury or lower
mid-tier.
It's
Is
mid-tier.
it like a family vibe or is it like
Oh,
yeah.
family vibe. Yeah. I was like, why? And the
so
funny
just an odd Saturday that it's packed, I guess, or is
well,
it?
there used to be 2 in Sudbury, and they actually the other one closed down. So
Didn't you have a problem with the other one?
No, I love the other one so much. I used to go a lot.
And it had the old.
The food is so overrated too.
I'm not allowed to go to Eastside Mario's.
Oh yeah,
as an
the Italian
Italian,
thing.
I'm
not allowed to go.
Italians hate Eastside Mario's.
It's like Olive Garden. I'm not allowed to go.
What?
I just
Not
get
allowed.
that.
Come
So
on.
inauthentic. Like it's
I'm like I'm
It's
not, I
actually a
can't go.
disgrace.
If I go
American Chinese
when I
food.
go for Italian food, the chef doesn't speak English. That's like, and it's like he has to be like imported from Italy.
Imported.
we should go to Gianni's. You gotta give us a restaurant. We'll go.
Oh, I have the best Italian restaurant in Toronto.
give
in
them
my
a
back
little
pocket.
shout out.
It's called Pizza Pazzi.
Okay,
I wouldn't know how to spell that.
It's the best restaurant in
Sounds
the world.
awesome.
That does sound
sounds
good.
really good.
Remember, if I can't pronounce it or spell it, it's gonna be good.
That is the issue. Jeremy and I, we were going to go out with Sandy one time. First time we were going to Toronto.
Yeah.
Said, here's a restaurant. Showed us the menu. Couldn't say a single word. We said we don't want to go.
Didn't understand.
What type of restaurant was it?
I think it was Italian.
was it?
Yeah, it was like a restaurant.
They'll do that. Italian restaurants will just keep everything in Italian, and you're sitting there
Yeah.
like, I don't.
Like, I don't speak this.
Yeah.
You
line.
can't
Why
say
would you
if
do
you can't
this?
say tagliatelle, you don't deserve to eat it.
It's ridiculous. I'm trying
That's
to
where the good
Try
stuff
and,
is, though.
Yeah, I actually don't want to.
Waterloo
No,
has
don't
biggest
wanna.
Eastside Mario's. Guinness World Record for biggest Eastside
No.
Mario's.
Wow.
If you want,
What?
it is giant.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's just on King Street. It's up by the Conestoga Mall. It's fucking like ridiculously huge. The amount of servers they probably have in there is insane.
Is it like the
gotta go.
the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis?
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah, the pyramid.
Yeah.
that's the Waterloo. That's the massive. There's
For
like
no reason
there's like
should
a-
there ever be an Eastside Mario's.
there's like a
that big.
bowling alley in there, a driving range. There's like a little pitch and putt.
God damn it. Biggest Eastside Mario's. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a good note, personal note to myself to go try. Keith Yandel, healthy scratch. This was very odd. I remember we found out about it on Friday, right? 989 Ironman streak gets canned out the door for a rookie. I feel like there's got to be some sort of story behind this. Like maybe Keith Yandel was being a cock in the change room or...
Oh no.
I don't. You think they just did it? Like they
Apparently,
just,
he had a flu and he missed like the last 2 practices with a thing that was connected to it. I don't know how true that is. I heard that though.
The way they framed it was supposed to be like get young guys time.
Yeah.
Like,
Apparently, he's been like the worst player on the Flyers for the entire season too. It's not like.
I was reading something.
So I think it's one of those things where it's like in a normal. If he missed a game 3 years ago, then he would have been scratched half the season this year. Mm-hmm. The thing that kind of bothers me, I hate this in the NHL. Other sports will do this. Make him a left wing. Put him on the 4th line. Like what is physically maybe you revitalize his career as a forward, like you make him a winger. I would have liked to see that. Like again, you want to get younger D-men in, but like I would have loved to see him as a winger, just shake things up, just see how fun that would have been.
yeah, it was an interesting. I thought it was obviously the Flyers got a lot of shit for it, which
Yeah.
is well deserved. I mean, they knew that
It was a lose-lose
Yeah.
pretty much.
You got to let him get to 1,000.
I saw someone made a good point about it. It's like if you kind of just respect Yandel's streak and you let him play to the end of the year, in the offseason, if somebody tries to sign him, now that new team has pressure to play him every game. So Flyers going like, you know what, fuck it, it's over. He's not playing anymore. It takes for the rest of the season, the Flyers don't have to worry about playing him. And then if he gets a contract for next year, the team who signs him has no issue scratching him anymore. So them doing this now is like a favor to Yandel almost, where there's like no more pressure on him to play anymore.
I guess. I don't. Why do teams care about like? It's a business. Like,
That's what-
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like I don't like.
It's out of respect,
if-
right?
I guess.
If he was like a Flyers lifer, I could see them getting him to 1,000. But he's been here for one season and he stinks.
He used to be really good.
Yeah, he was so good
He had some
when he was on
crazy seasons.
Arizona,
in
right?
Florida, he even had some.
Yeah,
good
he was
Yeah,
pretty
he had
good on
some good
Florida.
years.
He's
But
like
it's
the
like,
most assists of the last decade by a defenseman.
there was somebody too who made like a academic paper about him, talking about how when he plays specifically to avoid contact, and he has the least amount of hits received in the league, and for like the last 4 years combined by a massive margin. Like he just avoids all body contact.
How weird is that if you're Keith Yandel and you're kind of just out there playing their game and then someone does like an academic paper on you and you're just like, sorry, I just didn't want to get hit. Like,
No, it makes sense. But the stupid thing is how Phil Kessel's been allowed to keep his Iron Man streak because he just showed up to that Red Wings game, got back on a plane and left. He played one shift.
that is so dumb.
I count that. That's fine. His wife is having a baby.
Sure, but you got to at least play a period, I think, in my books.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I would have been like,
Well, what if he plays his first shift and gets a game misconduct?
Then you played the whole possible game you could play.
I don't know. I'm fine with Phil because it's Phil. I'm fine with
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the stories about him?
In what regard?
Just any just the stupid story. Like apparently one of the things I saw was a dietitian on the Pens told him, "Hey Phil, like you need to get your diet under control." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna start you off like no pop. Like we're taking pop out of your thing." He said it lasted 4 periods worth of hockey. The next game, in between the intermission, he had a soda and scored a goal in his first shift in the second period. And then the dietitian was like, I guess we can't enforce this anymore now. And just like apparently he would show up to Leafs practices with like an extra large ice cap, which is just,
That's the Drew Boyer.
yeah. So Drew's closer to Phil Kessel. Drew's closer to a NHL athlete than we are.
Yeah. That is a
You
fact.
got to give him that.
I can't believe he didn't get dealt, Phil Kessel.
Yeah.
There's things you're going to, I guess no one wants him.
Bring him back to Toronto. Bring him home.
Yeah,
Trade Nylander, sign Kessel. The ultimate move.
that'd be something. This is wild. This is something I found on Reddit.
Such a bizarre thing.
Where were you on Reddit to find this?
Usually you can find some pretty, I mean, it's just hockey people talking. So they're just like
Like this is a thing.
saying crazy topics or whatever. But there's a table hockey world championship. I guess there's a world championship for everything nowadays.
Sorry, where's Talon?
It said Estonia. Or
Yeah, Estonia? So is this a...
Oh, look at the guy backhanding it.
Yeah. So like,
Whoa!
how absurd do you think these guys are at
Can
table
you run
hockey?
through more of those pictures, Jer?
Yeah.
there's that guy's 8 years old. There's children there playing.
If,
That looks
where
like
does-
a
Do you
tiny
think the
table
men
hockey.
and women are segregated in this, or is it one division?
I'd hope it's not.
I think
segregated.
it's-
How many women do you think are playing table hockey?
But that's not like,
here?
do you think there's enough women?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple there. No, there's
that looks
segregated.
segregated.
right?
Fair
Like,
enough.
but I'm seeing that picture and I'm like, there's a little boy at the end there. I don't know if like what's like.
Do you know if that's a little boy though? It could be a little girl.
I think that's a little boy.
Okay.
That does look like a little boy.
Do you think you can get suspended for PED use here?
Oh, that would be interesting.
What's the? How do you think you can cheat the best?
The thing is it's interesting
question.
what type of table hockey they're using because the bubble was always the go-to.
Bubble's
like at
the
rinks,
best.
when
Yeah.
you see
'cause
that bubble,
it'll hit the
Yeah.
roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston Pizza always had one.
Oh my god. Have any of your buddies actually had one? Like I knew a buddy who actually had one in his basement.
Table-
Like that would be so dangerous as a kid.
Yeah.
Where does table hockey sit in terms of like foosball? What is a table? Fucking air hockey.
hockey.
Air hockey. I probably go air hockey's the best.
Air hockey's the most
electric.
bullshit game.
I think I
wrong.
like.
I love.
I'm a table hockey over air hockey.
I love
It's
air.
too hard.
I love air hockey, but it's a bullshit game.
Foosball has to be number one for me, I think.
Foosball's good.
Man, those games are too hard.
They
I
are
don't get
very
that.
hard.
Does ping pong count? Is that a game?
No,
that's-
that's different.
It's a new level. But foosball, between foosball, table hockey, and air hockey, I think I got to go table hockey. It was
Number
just such a
one?
classic.
I
When you're
think
at
I
the
would go.
rink.
I think I would go air hockey number one.
Yeah.
Air hockey.
Air hockey, when your knuckles, the puck would go
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Air
it's
hockey
just a
punishes
free for all. Just people trying to
There's always the
nail
asshole
that thing.
Foosballs.
just sticks the thing right in front of the goal and you just can't score.
Foosball-
Man, don't be a dick.
Foosballs. Oh, you can't. No, that's called. You know, ever do lumberjacking? You just fucking swish your thing right in front of the goal piece.
Lumberjack. Don't you hate though? With my thing with table hockey is the puck always gets stuck in the corner.
That's
Yeah,
then you gotta,
you
like,
gotta
yeah.
slap
jam
the
it.
desk.
And if it's a bubble, then you're like you're just body checking
pick it up.
yeah.
I don't know. These guys have got to be so good. It's hard
Oh
to be
my
good at
God.
table hockey. Like
mean,
usually you're just slapping it around.
Yeah.
You're not passing it or anything.
the puck moves way too fast for you to know what's going on. Like these guys, like this can't. Like they're wearing like sponsored shirts though.
Yeah.
That's to me what stands out the most. It's like those are like darts shirts almost, right? Like that guy's got a last name on his shirt. The guy in green there. Like this is he's with number 7. This is like an official thing. This
Yeah,
is
they got
insane.
jerseys. Like, this is no joke.
This is awesome.
How do you get good at this though?
I got to see.
I wonder if they can, like, fucking wrist shot the puck with this thing.
Oh yeah, for
God.
sure.
We're going to have to check out some videos.
Yeah, we gotta watch some
here
videos.
after.
I would
Yeah,
love to see a John Boy
Break
video
down.
This is
on
2021, by the way. This is from last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
This got to be a part of the culture in Estonia. What else is there to do? I don't really know anything about Estonia.
I don't know much.
Apparently just table hockey.
Leo Komarov's from there.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
so they do have real hockey.
Uncle Leo.
He plays for Finland though, and his dad's Russian.
You just know things, eh?
Dude.
Yeah,
I did know that he
this guy's
played
a-
because he was in the Olympics this
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, he plays for Finland. He's from Estonia, but he's Russian. Like Barkov is Russian, but he plays for Finland.
Okay, look at these leagues.
How
here.
does that happen?
Yeah, okay, so we got
Look at the kids.
open, ladies, veterans, juniors, kids, youth,
Super
13,
veterans.
55 and over. Imagine 55. Imagine your dad playing
Imagine
this.
just having arthritis and trying to like turn the thing.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean, you
this is
gotta
a-
think that's
yeah.
got to be brutal on
This is
the
a
forearms.
quick way to
Yeah.
carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll.
Can we look
we'll
up
get
where
in here.
Talon is? I actually just don't know
Kansas
geography.
City.
Is it?
Yeah,
So that's got to be like the capital or something of Estonia.
it's got to be. It. They got
Oh,
sponsors
that's
for the
sponsor.
tourney.
Wow.
Like, this is.
What do you think sponsoring?
Talon's in Estonia.
Do you think it's?
Oh, the Talon
yeah,
Cup
20.
2022.
Should we start
capital.
working? Should we start getting going on our table hockey?
We need to secure a sponsor.
Yeah, we
but
do need to secure. Someone's got to send us here. So if anyone wants to send us,
I
here,
think
they
we should
can.
just cover
Can
it.
we? Yeah, can we sponsor?
my
Can we
God,
sponsor this? Can we sponsor like a team? How much? Like
That'd be
$500 to get cherry picking.
Hey, there's a banquet.
Is it just a one-day event?
Seems like it.
There's playoffs. That's sick. Well, of course there's playoffs.
Lunch in
What
the
am I
hotel,
saying?
though. That's good.
The thing is at midnight.
Referee committee, just one guy.
The fact they have referees.
How do you
also
think
insane.
Igor Savelaj?
65 participants.
Wow. Jeez.
Do you think anyone just gets in, or do you think there's qualifiers?
I mean,
or-
you gotta pay, right?
Yeah, there's
I think
gotta
you
be-
pay, you get in, then like the first round is qualification.
This kind of reminds me of like, you ever watched a dart event?
Yes.
I
love
used to
darts.
work at a hockey store, and during the day in the summer, there's no one buying hockey equipment, and there's nothing to do except then there's like if there's not a baseball game on, the only thing that like Sportsnet used to run was darts. So I used to watch like a lot of darts, and those events look so awesome. I would go to a dart event in a second if they
it's
came
like,
to Toronto.
It's
Michael
like
Van
dinner,
Gerwen.
It's like
oh, Michael Van Gerwen, he's a killer, a cold-blooded killer.
darts is like you're
Ben
at,
Barnefeld.
you're at like a dinner table, you get like a meal and a drink, and you're just watching like a sports event, and the announcer's just going fucking.
They're going.
When they do the
You-
9 dart legs, look up those highlights. Electric Factory.
People are just dressed up as like pickles and stuff, and they're wearing crazy hats and shit.
It
It's,
seems awesome.
oh my
I
god!
love actually knowing the rules of darts. Like you would
Yeah.
just assume you're trying to hit the bullseye every time. It's
No.
like, no, you gotta
triple.
Triple 20s.
Triple 20s,
You gotta get
baby.
180.
Yeah,
180.
that might be the best call in sports.
Yeah. Add it.
Especially for like how often it happens. Like it's not like a super rare thing.
No.
Oh no,
It's so fun. I
It
love
is.
watching just the score go down. Like having, I can't imagine though imagine just being like some. I'm not trying to be racist. Imagine being some random drunk guy in like Ireland, You're just like, you're just boozing it up with the lads. And you're trying to do all this mental calculation of, okay, you hit a 19 times 2 and an 18 times 3 and then also a 20. And you got to subtract that from you were at 501. So now you're at this. Like
those guys' mental math, like when you've got a couple beers and you've got to be insane.
That's such a bizarre.
Like, they're just following the crowd at that point. They hear a cheer, they're cheering too.
Hilarious. You thought that was racism.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like
there's nothing racist
about that. I feel like those little drunk Irishmen, I feel like a little bit of a stereotype.
That's stereotype. Usually when you preface it with, I'm not trying to be racist, usually it's really racist.
That was very mundane.
I'm trying to be a nice person.
We appreciate that on this podcast.
That'd be Johnny.
Appreciate the warning.
I'm tolerant to all nationalities.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. Love that.
Except wherever you're from.
Oro.
Fuck you, Mangiapane.
Yeah.
Do you talking about drinking at events? Do you think hockey is one of the worst sports for drinking, like party wise, like at
like
a game?
The vibe?
Yeah, like I was trying. That made me think about that.
By the way, just go back to the Colorado game. Got the biggest Vizzy or Truly of all time. You couldn't buy a like normal can or a king. You had to get one.
We were at the Rose Bowl and
there was all they had. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But for drinking, I don't know. Yeah, I mean. I feel like in hockey games, it's just like one guy that's just wasted, and then everyone else is kind of just. Okay.
I mean, I feel like you can have a good time at hockey game. I feel like baseball's the best.
Baseball is
just
no
is
time
vibing.
limit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just out in the sun.
I think like basketball is probably the worst, honestly.
Basketball and hockey have to be the same.
Terrible.
Yeah, I'd put them in the same
the difference
category.
with basketball, like hockey, it's like hockey can get super rowdy.
Yeah, no,
a basketball game is like, I don't know. I think basketball is a fun sport to watch, but like you're talking about like a atmosphere. I think like they play music at basketball games for a reason. They're trying to like get people like keep their eye out. Yeah.
Because if you go to a bar for an NHL game, I think obviously, well, baseball's not as big in Canada. If you go to the U.S., like Abe, you'd be have a better idea of what that looks like if you go to a bar.
All depends where you're at.
Yeah,
pretty
if you're in
much
the area.
too.
But maybe think,
if you're in Des Moines, Iowa, watching a Cubs game, like I'm sure the people will get banged up a little bit.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I want to go there, but
good atmosphere must have been when the Royals were in the World Series in Kansas City.
Yeah,
because you got nothing going on at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just like, this is our like lifetime achievement.
Little skipper's talk. If we're doing baseball game, do you guys go to the flight deck? Or are you in?
So we have tickets to opening day. We bought the worst tickets because they're the cheapest, and then we're gonna go to the flight deck.
Yeah, that's the biggest cheat code ever. They're like $10. I mean, probably on opening day, but
they're 30.
Yeah, you just go to the flight deck. Flight deck's the best place ever.
Yeah, the issue was though last year the restrictions were pretty heavy there. They had like circles.
Oh yeah,
they made it. They blocked it off. Restrictions are gone though.
Sucks.
Yeah, we're back.
Do you they have the keg area there too? They got a keg in there, like the big ass keg Caesars in the flight deck too.
Oh,
you touch one of those? They're pretty goddamn good.
Gianni, you can lead this topic.
He can't say her name.
I'm French too. I don't know if I'll be able to say her name.
Isn't it just Yves Gascon?
Eve would be my guess, Gascon. But anyway, so she won her second game, second woman to win the CHL game.
There was one before this? I didn't.
Yeah, there's one in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was pretty recent. But there was. So what do you think of this? Like, you think this is good? I think it's good.
I want to preface this by saying I'm bad.
You're not sexist.
I'm not I'm also not that good at hockey.
Controversial pod.
However,
that's what they always used to say. When Drew would say something, Drew would always have to say like, "I'm not good," but
like, I really don't want people to come at me and say like whatever. Like, I know I'm not that good. I cannot play a CHL game. I think it's good that you're seeing more women playing the game and getting more into it, and she very clearly is like a junior A level player.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is with like QMJHL is not the best.
It's the third tier.
It's the third best CHL league, and she's like good enough to play. I don't think she's like. I've seen people be like, oh, she's gonna get drafted in the NHL and all that. It's like no, she's like realistically, she's like what 5'9". She's like she can hold her own pretty well.
What her stats look like in the game?
I think the first game she lost 6-5. Second game she won 5-3. The team she's on is pretty good too.
So why are they doing this? I'm not, like, no offense, but like there's got to be more viable like high-end junior A goalies and like ones from different leagues. Is this something just to grow and promote women's like playing hockey or help the team out?
I think she's the best female goalie prospect right now.
Right.
And she's like, again, she's very clearly good enough to hold her own in the league. Like,
Yeah.
she can like go in and not like be embarrassed. So it's just kind of more team's good. Like she's playing for a sick team, and she's playing good enough. I think it's just kind of a good way to get some like you can't have a female defenseman.
No.
They would get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they get
I
checked.
think it's a good way to get
Do you
more
think-
women involved.
Like if she was a guy, like she would be in, or do you think she would get
For
cut?
her quality.
Yeah.
I don't. She'd have to be like a really like promising, like, oh, like this is a 16-year-old, like this kid could be a stud, but I don't know. I don't think she's not good enough to be a starter in the league.
Because I mean, like Team Canada will go and play like tune-up games against like the minor midget AAA kids who are like high-profile prospects, and I think those games tend to be usually pretty close. So I imagine that's kind of the equivalent of skill level for like a high-end women's player to like a men's playing player.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I don't. Again, I don't really have anything. There's nothing negative to say about this. I think it's good.
Good, yeah.
I did something. I saw that she was playing, and the only thing I did was check to see if she lost.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the first game she played. I was trying to find highlights of her. There were so few, and I think because she didn't have a great game, they didn't want to like post.
Classic.
Right. So second game, I saw some highlights. She's she plays good enough.
Glad she won.
Yeah.
Hey, good for her. I mean, we're talking about it too, and that's what
Yeah.
like the team probably is getting good PR on it too.
She celebrated with the boys in the locker room.
I did
that's
see
the
that.
most important
Oh,
thing.
she did?
Yeah.
That's
they did
awesome.
They did the water thing. All
That's
over.
kinda sick.
Yeah, so it was good to see. It was good to see. Masters weekend, guys. So
love
we
the Masters.
we always do whenever
Masters
there's
week.
Masters week. Appreciate that, Dave.
Yep.
Usually we always when there's an event we do a little hockey spin to it.
Yep.
So who is the equivalent to Tiger Woods in the
Of-
NHL?
of all time or
we could
regular?
go all
what
time.
part of Tiger Woods? Because there's multiple
Yeah.
facets.
Like who would you?
I mean, Wayne Gretzky right away. If you're going to talk about skill level,
Mario
yeah.
Lemieux heroic comeback.
I mean, yeah,
what about? So now,
two-
what about
yeah.
the Perkins waitresses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be who was it? Who was it? There was a guy on. I don't know if it was Patrick Sharp. Somebody. There was an NHL player a few years ago allegedly just fucked half the team's wives.
Yeah, I believe that was Patrick.
Patrick
Sharp.
Sharp. I think Ryan Kessler also was in a situation like that. So
I mean, yeah, that makes sense for Patrick. Kessler seems like an asshole. So
Yeah.
I mean, the thing in hockey is like I feel like so many of those guys are like pretty mundane. Like they're not doing anything too
Yeah.
crazy. So it's
I
hard
mean,
to
it's
have.
crazy that
Except
you
Drew
would
Doughty
never.
doing blow on the
Yeah.
turn in the London golf course.
If you were to guess one sport where there's not much controversy, it's golf. And Tiger Woods was like the best golfer. Has been surrounded by
Yeah.
controversy for forever now.
He has
since that
such
incident.
an insane career.
yeah,
Like
Did you watch the doc? The
yeah, of
HBO
course.
doc?
Tiger,
I never watched it.
Yes, that
That's
was
crazy. Man, his dad was psycho.
his dad. His dad also had sex with everybody he gets
In
his
the-
hands on.
yeah, in the
in the
tra- in the
RV
trailer.
while in the trailer while Tiger's getting his lessons, his
Yeah.
dad's having sex with all the females at the was it country club.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
Did they do that? When did they do that documentary last? Like,
That
It
got
came
re-
out last year.
It came out like right when the pandemic started, didn't it?
No. It was last year. for
did they
sure.
do that like too early? Like his career's not necessarily over yet. There still could be a little
think
more to do.
It was
was-
more the comeback. They treat him like shit in that documentary. To be honest, They-
Because he wasn't in it. That's the
Exactly,
thing, right?
so-
It was more about. I felt so bad that he had that girlfriend in high school too, and he
Yeah.
just like so he had a girlfriend when he was in high school. It was like the only friend he had in his entire life, and because his mom like did not allow him to see anybody, and I think one night he got home at like 10:45 p.m. and his mom told him, "You are not allowed to see her again." So Tiger got somebody else to send her a letter saying, "I'm sorry, but you're bad for my career. Basically, I'm not talking to you anymore."
Oh
and she
my
hasn't
God.
talked to him since.
think about how many people have done that while not being as successful as Tiger Woods, and just how hilarious that would be.
That'd be a good story.
Like some AAA hockey player, GTHL, saying that to some.
Yeah, like
There used to be those stories though of hockey players like missing school because they have a game that night, like missing days of school.
one of my this is a really random story. One of my teachers in high school went to high school with Jason Spezza, both from Mississauga. And apparently Jason Spezza broke up with his high school girlfriend because he got drafted by the Sens. And my teacher was really good friends with the girl. And he's like, I will forever hate Jason Spezza because he did that to her. It's like a really bizarre situation there.
Jason Spezza.
What a hero.
I'm sure he's changed his tune because Jason Spezza's got signed to the Leafs since then. But it was a bizarre situation.
That's funny. But what you talk about the Tiger Woods doc? What doc would you really like to see an NHL player, like a really good NHL doc?
I know Sid just did some audiobook with Amazon. I've been seeing ads for that everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Literally
not gonna
eye
listen.
raping you with ads on that thing.
The big difference,
Holy
like the Tiger Woods one, he wasn't like a part of. They just made it about him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If the Sidney Crosby one is like, I'm Sidney Crosby.
Who was-
I'm telling you about my life.
Who was the Coke guy on the Kings?
Richards?
Jeff Carter?
Mike Richards?
Dadnov? No. He got
Danton?
suspended.
Radulov?
No, it was Mike Richards.
Mike Richards?
I was
Oh,
thinking
no,
of the
Jarrett
Russian
Stoll.
guy.
I think about Jarrett Stoll.
Maybe he
Russian
beat up
guy?
his girlfriend.
Oh, Slava Voinov.
That's who I want.
You want to? Why would you want to watch a Slava Voinov?
I think it would be interesting.
How do you get there?
I'll be honest. I'm not with you on that one.
I think a Sid one would be cool.
Sid
though,
would be cool.
because no one knows anything about Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Like he's the most like shielded guy ever. And
The
I just wanna-
teammate stories would be awesome.
Oh
of
my
Crosby.
Yeah.
the guys that have gone on Chicklets and talked about him too, he seems like a sick guy, and it'd just be nice to see like some.
Can't believe I
insight.
hated him for so long. Too.
I would love to hear like just more about his childhood and what, like, because he was so good as a kid.
Yeah, but, like
Yeah.
there's one thing I saw apparently, because he was like a 10-year-old playing in the 14-year-old league.
Yeah.
And just parents would just like hurl shit at him, like he's like this because when he was 10, he couldn't step outside of his house. That's why he's so shielded now.
Yeah,
Which is like that's an insane way to live your life.
he was like the next Wayne Gretzky from when he was like 10
Yeah.
years old. He was they're still there. You can like go on YouTube and find like interviews with Sid when he was like 8 to 10 years old because he was just killing everyone.
There's no way to have this footage, but like if you could like find, like if you could like pretend there was like footage of just shit going on, I would love to see like a Last Dance thing with the like the 70s Flyers. That's got to be just an insane
Oh my
squad to be
God.
around.
The Kings and their run would be crazy to see some of the
Yeah.
footage from that. I don't think an Ovechkin doc would do much for me because I feel like
Yeah.
he's been so open about everything. He's done so much PR and whatever that I feel like you know everything about Ovechkin.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like a 70s or 80s team to me, just none of that shit you know about, and you know they got into some deep shit.
A Phil Kessel one would be hilarious too.
I think Malkin would be funny.
Oh,
too.
Malkin.
He'd
Yeah.
be better than Ovi.
Have you seen the story about Malkin punched Ovechkin's agent in the face in like a Russian club?
No.
Yeah. I think there's a video out there on that sometime.
There's got to be some fun guys out there we just have no clue about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more the interesting guys to me. The fun guys, I'm happy for them, but I want to hear some fucked up shit.
Bufflin one.
Buffalo would be good, man.
Buffalo would be
My
hilarious.
favorite player.
We'd probably learn more about like why he quit and stuff like that.
Patrick Kane's probably got a little bit of a good story arc.
Yeah.
Tim too.
Does he have the redemption arc yet?
I'd say so.
I think
I guess Taze would be more just because he had the incident last year and then coming back, maybe.
yeah.
What the Kane thing? That was weird. What was like? Did he ever get charged with any of the stuff that got him off of the NHL cover?
No.
Because they took him off the NHL cover with Taves, and then did that happen to just be not true?
Yeah, it was just fake.
There was something
Sucks
like
for him.
It wasn't even a settlement. Like he's usually be like, oh yeah, we settled. Like we settled out of court. Can't talk about it. That one was straight up like the lawyer who was handling it dropped the case because it was like they're like, yeah, everything that's happening that you're telling me about is like none of these events add up, and I'm not representing you. I'm not putting this on my career.
Man, that sucks for Kane. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's a splotch mark.
It was funny too because it was like the whole thing that year with the cover was like, yeah, these guys had a dynasty. They're like, we're gonna put two guys since we want the game to be about teammates and everything. And it's like, oh, we're taking the one teammate off the cover.
But yeah, hopefully we see some docs. But if you're listening to this, please drop in the comments who you would like to see an NHL doc on.
Great question.
But yeah, anyways, great episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.